Have you ever wondered about moving over to Canada from the UK? And do you think it would be worth it? So we did this nearly 12 months ago. We came over on the 23rd of September. We had a working visa. And I thought I'd share our reasons why we came over, and do we think it's a good move now? So we came out to Canada in September last year. We landed on the 23rd. We came out with our children. He's now nearly 15, is our son, and my daughter is nearly 14. Yes, I was a glutton for punishment, seemingly. But we decided to make the move. We'd hit a crossroads in our life. We were first generation farmers in the UK, so we didn't grow up on farms. But we started and built up a business over 10 years, where we started off with, I think, 10, 15 sheep and a few chickens. And then we worked our way up to running, we had 60 head of Dexter cattle, and we had 300 sheep. And all this was on rented land. Our poor children got dragged hither and thither all over the place. When we were farming in the UK, I think I travelled the best part of about 50 miles a day to check all our livestock on all the different pieces of land that we had. So we realised really that life for the kids wasn't great, because we were always on the road checking the livestock, and we didn't really have much time for family life. We applied for a lot of farms in the UK to rent, and I think it were about 20 farms we actually looked at and put applications in for, and 12 of those we got down to the final 2. And not to get to that final farm was soul destroying, especially when we'd applied for so many. We knew our business plan was a good business plan because it was working for us. We were already working it. I knew that our business plan inside out. We knew what it was making, and all these farms were all, we want nature-friendly farmers. That's what we were. And we ticked every box, but for whatever reason, and they could never give us a reason, that's why it was even harder, why they chose the other people over us, we never knew. So anyway, it just got soul destroying. We then had a house fire, and we were out of our own home for 12 months, which it totally rocked the kids' lives, really. It was, it took them a while to get over it as well. So we decided that we needed a change somehow, somewhere, to see, what potential we could do. Bearing in mind our ages, but we decided to take the leap of faith and look for a job in Canada. So I started looking around on Facebook, and I found a group that were looking for Canadian workers and, workers for farms and ranches and things. So I decided, let's give it a go. So I put our details, who we were, what we were about, what we were looking for in a little splurge about us, and included some pictures and posted it, and just thought, we'll see what happens. Anyway, we had a few farms that got in touch with us, and we spoke to quite a few people. A lot, some of them didn't really work out because of the location where they were. Some didn't work out because they didn't have what we were looking for, and some of them didn't work out because we weren't what they were looking for. So I was quite honest on the post on who we were. So, because I thought, well, if you're dishonest, you're not going to get what you want, are you? So I posted it, and like I say, we got some farm views back, and we got in touch with a couple up here in northern Alberta. When I first came over, I was down in Calgary, so we were a lot further south. I was a lot further south last time. So we spoke to them for a few months, and we seemed to all get along, and it seemed the perfect fit, that we all were looking for the same thing, really. So we ended up coming out here and working up in northern Alberta. When I did come over, when we were coming over, we actually got quite a lot of people, family members. I have some family in Canada, saying, oh, there's northern Alberta, it's not a good place, and it's all oil rigs and it's a rough area. But actually, it's quite nice up here. I love the peace and quiet and the solitude up here. And actually, you know, the people we work for are really nice. It's a good company we work for. They organised all the lemurs and attached our name to the lemur, so it made it so it was a lot easier for us to go through the process, and a lot quicker, because our names were attached to this lemur, which is a labour market impact assessment. lemur stands for. And that was the only way we could come over because of our ages. So we set about then doing all the paperwork and getting it all sent over. So we feel, now we're out here, we absolutely love it. It's a place that we feel like home. Both me and my husband have learnt new skills while we've been out here, even though my husband has been farming for such a long time. And, you know, we've been farming together for 10 years. I worked with horses before that, so it was, you know, we've learnt new skills. So, but we love it. The kids have settled in. Actually, schooling. My daughter's dyslexic, and she really struggled with the UK schooling system. We found that schooling in the UK, they want all the spelling, the grammar all correct. You can't teach a dyslexic child that. And they concentrated more on her grammar and her spellings than they did the actual content of the work. You know, most dyslexic children and adults, you'll find, are actually quite intelligent. They just treated like they're dumb, and they're not dumb. But anyway, but over here, their motto is, you know what, we've got the technology to help you teach, you know, that teaches you spelling. On the computers, you've got spell check, you've got grammar checks. Why not harness that? It's not going away, and I think that's actually a better move, certainly towards children who are never ever going to be able to find that they can spell. And it's just, like, my daughter's confidence has massively grown. So I know we've made the right move in that sense. You know, and she's doing so well in school, and so is my son. But we are all glad we made this move. We just like now to make it permanent. So that's what we're looking into doing now. For this next 12 months, we're going to look into getting permanent residency and hopefully staying here in Canada, if Canada will have us.